People think that they are afraid of attention. And what I observed, actually, that may not be true. There may be a deeper, hidden, more subconscious reason for why we avoid wearing that certain outfit, avoid saying that certain thing. It's not that they're afraid of attention, they're afraid of what that attention brings. It's almost like a package. It brings commitment, accountability, a type of identity that is built that now you are responsible to show up as. Because from the moment that you consistently show up, expressing yourself in a certain way, you can no longer hide in potential. And today we're going to go deeper on what that really means, different ways that we can understand ourselves better, and in what areas of our life are we lukewarm. How you do one thing trickles into how you do everything. There are answers, hidden secret answers that are found within the innermost aspects of your home, of your car, of your mind, of your closet. And we'll be talking about that today. In last week's video, I talked about lukewarmness and opinions, in your stance on things, your thoughts, and how you display what you know and what you believe in the world. Today, I want to focus on your closet. We all have one. We have clothes that we may have never even worn or even touched, but we love. Or maybe we don't really know what to do with it. There's something about like we don't want to let it go, but then like at the same time, am I gonna miss it because it has like this some type of memory attached to it? So lukewarmness is not just confined in your opinions. Just imagine the woman who edits her opinions, how much of her fashion, how much of how she wants to be seen, and specifically in what she decides to put on, how much of that is also lukewarm? How much of that is also edited? A woman who edits her outfit, she edits her opinions, and she edits everything else in her life just to be perfect or to fit in or to go unnoticed just enough, but be noticed just enough also. I thought about this idea because it's just I was looking at my closet and I was just thinking about other people's closets and how are their closets organized? How does it look like? And then I'm thinking like, damn, like they probably have a lot of things that they refuse to wear, or maybe even have, some of you can relate to this. You put on an outfit and you're like, okay, this looks good. And then right before you're about to go out, you're like, actually, no, I'm gonna wear something more comfy, or like I'm gonna wear something that's more playing it safe. I bet a lot of people can understand this. Or they have to send the outfit to a group chat first in order to see like, should I wear this? Which, as girls, we do that because it's like, hey, which do you prefer? Which maybe you really are stuck between this heel or that heel, right? But there are certain people who do this constantly and they cannot make a decision on their own until like somebody's like that one. And maybe the majority isn't for that one, but because that person was telling you, I like that one better, you put more weight on their decision making to make that decision for you because you are lukewarm. The importance of clothing is that it is something that you, the avatar, decides to put on. I mean, like when we're growing up, when we're children, our parents dress us. But as we get older, we're able to express that in various different ways and how we want to. And through that experimentation, you're able to know more about yourself and understand what works for you and doesn't work for you. And different things will appear at different times and points of your life. This is not just about clothing. I really want to help people shift their perspective, elevate it in a way that we can see everything having some type of message for us to get to know ourselves better. It's our field extended out, manifested into reality, and that is what we can use to understand who we are, why we do the things that we do, in these different aspects of life that seem so different, but actually are very intertwined. Whatever you decide to put on, whatever you decide to wear, that is your representation. That is your identity, whether you're aware of it or not. Why do we have pieces in our closet that we don't wear, but we love and we just accumulate? We keep buying, but we don't even like experiment experiment with it. We don't even showcase these beautiful pieces out. Do you also like heels? But like recently, like not a lot of people wear heels, but the real baddies, they be walking in heels, strutting their stuff. When I was younger, I would love when my mom would just like put her heels out and she would be at work or something, because I would be trying those on and loving the clickety clacky sounds that it makes, and just imagining when I'm older and I'll be wearing heels and strutting my stuff. So, why is this happening? It's not a fear of being seen. We all want to be seen. We all want to be in the spotlight in some kind of way for something that we want to show off, showcase. Like this is normal. Especially me being a Leo moon, like it's all about expression. And as I express and I get that direct feedback loop from other people, that fuels me in a different way and fuels my creativity. And this could be dangerous if, let's say, you're not very balanced and like you're very lukewarm and you're like, But so it's all about doing it within reason and with discernment. The thing about being seen, especially like, let's say you have a glow up and you start working your fashion, you start doing your hair, your makeup different, and you're really like shining. People are like, wow. There could be a moment where you're like, can I keep this up? What if there's a day where I don't feel like dressing up and I go back to like kind of how I dressed before and just like, can I keep that image up? That commitment and that accountability, people subconsciously don't allow themselves to wear that outfit, make that opinion, venture out and try that bright colored jacket with that fucking, I don't know, that opposite color spectrum skirt. It's also like, if this creativity is not, if this why of why you're showing up in this way and wanting to express yourself more, if it's not coming from a genuine place of you fueling that and fueling that creativity to come out of you so that you can try different things and all that stuff and show up in the way that you want to show up in this now time, if that creativity is not coming from a source that is pure and true to you, you will burn out. You will burn out and you will go back into the cycle of trying to please other people or getting that feedback, and not being grounded in what it is that you want to create and what it is that you want to show up as and what it is that you want to wear. And this cannot be tied to what others want you to wear. So I did mention how, like, as a Leo moon, I do get good feedback from other people, but I don't take that feedback like as a, okay, I'm gonna wear more of this. It's more like, okay, okay, I see. And it's just like data, you know what I mean? Like, I live in such an artistic, imaginative world in my reality that somebody giving me their opinion is just an opinion. It's not like, okay, let me follow this thing. So accountability creates commitment. And if you show up one day and, like, let's say for a whole month and you're like banging out with them fits and looking amazing and people are just like, wow, you get so much attention, right? And then all of a sudden you're like not having a good day and it shows in your clothes and you can see that. And then all of a sudden people's attention is on you and they're like, what's wrong with her? Why is she not, like, is something wrong? And maybe something's not really wrong, okay? It's just like, hey, today I did not want to dress up. And that's okay. But the fact that people are like, know you for this, that commitment, that pressure, which also is self imposed, because people could have this expectation for you to show up, but you don't have to allow that to touch you. You don't have to. You can see that from a third person perspective and just a witness and be aware of what's going on, but you don't have to let that actually touch you. This shows up, like, again, many different areas of our life. Your closet is just kind of like a physical evidence that everybody has and we all can just kind of take a look at right now. Like right now, pause this video, go to your closet, just look at it and look at how it's organized. Look at what clothes you have next to what. Look at if there's a certain section in your closet that you only go to. What are the sections in your closet that you totally like just ignore? And what kind of correlation does that have with you and how you're being seen and how you want to be expressed and all this? How you do one thing is how you do everything. Like, I love seeing my closet filled with all the beautiful clothes that I have gathered. And I love being able to shop and, like, try different things and just know that, wow, like, look at my closet. It's almost like I have my own shopping mall. Like, I love that. I mean, the person who is lukewarm, especially in their clothes and stuff, like, They're probably lukewarm in their opinions. They probably have so many goals and projects written down that just never get completed. It's like we have the inspiration, we can start something, but we never complete it through because completing it through would mean that you would need to commit and take accountability over the project, over seeing it from start to finish through completion. It's easy to start something, but to maintain and sustain and evolve and keep that growing and alive, that takes energy, that takes effort. So, accountability, effort, responsibility, these are the things that are needing work, are needing a revamp. When you are wanting to grow, but you are trying so hard to preserve your freedom, that creates stagnation. And stagnation is as dangerous as still water. We are filled with life. This world is interwoven with the frequency of life force, movement, motion, energy in motion. Most things are not meant to be preserved. So when you keep your opinions open, when you keep your closet lukewarm, when you keep editing yourself because the full amount of what you are is just too much, or you do not trust that you are the full package in itself, and that all these other things are an accessory to that core package. But if the core package is fragile and unable to sustain the transit, and it doesn't have the proper bubble wrapping around it, most likely it's going to reach its destination broken. There's no fragile sign outside the box, none of that. And maybe there is, but still, it does not have the support inside, so it comes broken. By avoiding an identity and by being so comfortable in living in potential, potential doesn't stay potential if you just are stagnant. Okay? So you could be like, oh, well, but I'm dreaming and I know like it can happen and I'm there and like, I'm just not ready yet, or like I know I'll be there. It's like that you going between just the middle like this, eventually over a time lapse is going to look like, and then it's going to look like this. So this is so important when it comes to cultivating an insane confidence about yourself and allowing yourself to make decisions that may be wrong, having opinions that may be wrong, wearing something that may not look like it goes together. You need to work this muscle in understanding that the power and the magic comes in the resistance. Okay, it comes in that, in the energy when you're like, oh, I'm so uncomfortable. It comes in that. And you got to be so freaking good at that, because how you do one thing is how you do everything. So once you nail this, you will be so good at so many other aspects of your life and it will just come so easily. Like, that's the thing. That's the thing. It is something that exponentially gets better. Doesn't mean it's easier in the sense of like whatever situation comes to you, but you're able to navigate it with certain systems and processes in place for you to understand how to move about this thing. And one area we can tap into is your closet. Yes, 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 yes. So yes, a lot of people, they feel like by claiming that I am this thing that they have to show up as it all the time, and then that commitment and accountability causes fear, or like the motivation goes down, right? Because you don't trust yourself or have faith in the process that you're able to push through and go along that journey. So many people want to just go to the end goal. Like the end goal is, the end goal is nothing without the journey. It's nothing. You wouldn't feel the same satisfaction, the same release, the same awakening as you would if you didn't go through the process. Us as humans, we don't strive for pleasure, actually. We literally strive to avoid pain and discomfort. But if you understand that that's part of life, then you can achieve so much more because you have taking your awareness at a higher level while being grounded and anchored into the physical reality and understanding the importance of physicality. There is a lot of like crazy, spiritual concepts out there that are really like woo woo and really just out there and up there. And a lot of them they do have scientific backing if you actually really look into it. Really diving into my spiritual journey after I took a quantum physics class, and that just really like boom. But that's a story for another day. Trying to preserve something that just wants to move and change and evolve is just going to cause more consequences in the future. Speaking of consequences, now you could be like, okay, Christine, well, I mean, it's just clothes, right? Let's say I'm hoping that at this point you understand that I'm saying that like your closet is a reflection of you. Your clothes is something you put on, which we can see it almost as like our external persona. I just want to make sure that we on the same page on that. But by ignoring your intuition, by trying to appease to whatever place, space, or whoever you're with, over time, you will lose yourself. And during that process, what's crazy is that the internal voice gets louder as your external voice gets quieter. And a lot of people can go into mental illness, they can go into psychosis, they can get like literal physical symptoms come out from their body, and it will trickle into everything in their life. And at that point, they may not even notice or realize what is the core thing. What is the thing that they need to pluck from the root? They're so lost in the sauce because this thing is hidden. Like it's not very obvious. And the thing that might seem obvious to people about this issue, which is like, okay, you're not wearing that outfit because you are afraid to feel seen. Like that's what most people would probably go to. And like, yes, that's probably could be true too, to a degree. Like everything is on a spectrum, right? Extreme, the other extreme, the little nuances. Because this is much deeper than just what you wear. Over time, this compounds. Over time, the self respect erodes, and you have a more difficult time with knowing who you are, knowing what is it that you want, being very clear and decisive over that which you want. This thing gets so cloudy, and as you get older, like different experiences based on that life phase start to come into pass. And a lot of times you're not that young hip 20-year-old you were when you're now 60. There is a level of being realistic here about this, and thinking of your future self in mind, and knowing that like your future self would thank you so much for making these changes now and for not being a lukewarm person and going through that journey of uncovering and discovering more about who you are through things like your closet and the pieces that you have and what those pieces say about you. You don't want to be that 75, 60-year-old woman, man, looking back, being like, I freaking regret not wearing that mini skirt and those heels. Like, I would have looked amazing. I regret not doing that. And so now you're like 60, 75, thinking back at, damn, like, I really was so freaking hot. Like, I really wish I would have done more. They may not always express that outwardly, but I bet you they feel it. Because how do I know that? I mean, we all have, right? As women, have you seen an older woman like judge a younger girl for what they're wearing or how they look, even if they look so good? They're just being a hater, right? So once people actually break that pattern of making that the literal bare minimum, like you have to have self-respect. You have to prioritize and protect that thing with your life. Okay, so now you broke the pattern, you start expressing yourself, and all of these things that you start doing internally, the shifts that you start making, and also externally, like you take that outfit and you finally put it on, that does something chemically to your whole being, to your whole internal system. You literally are commanding yourself that, oh, I'm going to make this shift and I'm going to make this change. By putting on something, you are claiming that. And by doing so, you'll get an instant energy boost and upliftment. If not, if you're put that thing on and then immediately you feel that resistance, again, we said that the magic happens in the resistance. So while you're in it, that energy where you're like, all the thoughts are coming and you're like, maybe I shouldn't wear this thing. You push through even more and remind yourself of all the things that we've talked about. Protecting your self respect, first and foremost, and your journey of knowing who you are and becoming a person of style, of opinions, of class, of magnetism. You want to be remembered and known for that, known for the fact that you are vibrant and that your life force is first and foremost. And you can feel people who are present, people who love themselves. You can feel that it radiates through anything and everything. I hope that in today's video, like, you could start to view your clothing different, your closet different. And let me know, like, what kind of amazing things that you discover along the way. I want to actually talk about this shirt that I'm wearing today. I found this at the thrift store. It is so beautiful, like the fabric, and it's 100% silk, and it gives me such like boho vibes, and there's these little micro beads along it. It's just really pretty. But I wore it to a family party, and immediately this one lady was like, "Oh, that's an interesting shirt." And every time I put this on, I still think about that. I think about that, but not in a way that's like, oh, I don't want to wear it. In a way that's kind of like, wow, what made her say that? Like, that's so interesting. Because to me, like, this shirt is so unique and different and fun. And when I think about a pattern that I observe with actually this specific person, she also, when she came to my house, did not like a type of furniture that I had and thought it was very old style. So I just think it's really funny how she was so open with my clothes and like the stuff that I had in my house, which is funny because I love those pieces. Okay, I really love them and they're really important integral pieces to my fashion and my style. So the fact that she said she didn't like it, I was like, oh, interesting. Overall, I hope that what you take from this is that how you do one thing is how you do everything. Different aspects of your life and different areas will show you hidden things to discover. So yeah, it's about a commitment practice. So you can actually do this for about a week or a 30-day challenge if you even want. Just play around with what is it that you have and how it makes you feel. And not everyone is going to feel that like sense of, let's say they put on an outfit and they're going to be like, "Oh my God, I feel amazing in this." Not everyone's going to feel that, right? You may also feel like, "Oh, this is just a little bit different than what I'm used to." Just takes repetition. So I challenge you to do a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month, however long that you decide is good for you, and that you're able to kind of push the barrier a little bit and try on those new outfits and try on the new colors and do your hair different and just see your reality shift and how you shift internally. And then also what we talked about, commitment, and if that fear comes up for you. Yeah, guys, so don't edit your opinions, don't edit your outfit. I mean, only edit it if it's for you and genuinely for you in the sense of like creation and trying different things because I'm all about experimentation. If you have not experimented, like, how do you really know if it looks good on you or not? I would love to hear how this challenge goes for you. You guys can let me know in the comments down below. I have my Instagram and all my links down below if you want to book a reading with me and get more into depth about how this lukewarmness regarding your clothes and fashion in your closet relates directly to you. I have all those links down below. This Saturday, June 13th, I'll be at the Chicago convention for the paranormal convention, and that's in Countryside, Joliet. Let me know. You'll find out the information on my Instagram page if you would like to come by. For more videos like these, let me know in the comments. Give me a like, and you can subscribe. I post videos every week. And this is actually my long form channel. If you would like to follow me on my shorts channel, that's MPC Shorts 333. And that just shows a lot of like little clips, moments, and fun things from my work and the things that I do. This channel is more of a deep dive, and we get really into that nitty gritty areas of life. So, yes, thank you so much, guys. I hope you really enjoyed today's episode, and stay hot, stay fabulous, stay tapped in. Yes. Talk to you later. Bye.